This is the second in a series of 4 videos on the Math 8 curriculum. In this video, we will highlight the second 9 weeks. The second 9 weeks begins with Unit 4 on functions. This is a 15-day unit including instruction plus assessment. The unit opens with lessons on function versus not a function. We then move to dependent-independent variables. This was first introduced in 6th grade and will be reinforced here in this unit. From there, we move to the various representations of rule of 4. We have scenario, table, graph, and equation. New to the 2019 Math 8 course of study is students are expected to evaluate functions given values for the independent variable. That will be highlighted in Lesson 4 as well as Lesson 5. The unit concludes with lessons on being able to distinguish between linear and nonlinear functions. Essential questions for this unit include: why does one need to define a function? How can we use functions to solve real-world problems? Why is there a need to represent relationships between variables in more than one way? And finally, what distinguishes a linear relationship from a nonlinear relationship? The second unit of the second 9 weeks is Unit 5, Analyzing and Interpreting Functions. This lesson is 24 days. We begin with proportional relationships. New to the 2019 Math 8 course of study is students will determine whether a relationship between two variables is proportional or non-proportional, as well as compare proportional and non-proportional relationships. We next move into a series of lessons on slope. New is interpreting the unit rate as the constant of proportionality and slope, as well as if two sets of points have the same slope, demonstrate that the equations that include those points may have different y-intercepts. From there, we move into non-proportional linear relationships. Most people would know this as slope-intercept form. And finally, we conclude this unit with qualitative analysis of graphs. So we will be looking at graphs where they are increasing, decreasing, remaining constant. So from there, we see our essential questions. Where do you see unit rates in the real world? How can I use linear equations to solve real-world problems? How does knowing the properties of a linear function help graph that function? And finally, what are the similarities and differences between proportional and non-proportional relationships? This concludes the overview of the second 9 weeks of the Math 8 curriculum.